Greetings, dear viewers. A very warm welcome to EBC World with me, Shifara Alaka, and thank you for watching us. Now, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has today received the African Union Commission Chairperson Musa Faki Mahamat and Executive Secretary of the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, Workana Gabayo, and members of the diplomatic corps in the newly developed Wonchidandi Eco-Tourism Village. The Wonchidandi Eco-Tourism project, constructed as part of the Grand Dine for Ethiopia tourism destination projects initiated by the Premier himself, is expected to be inaugurated. In the process of developing the Wonchidandi Eco-Tourism Village, some 8,000 to 12,000 jobs have been created during the construction phase. The massive infrastructure has been introduced, including 43-kilometer access roads, 35 kilometers of road lights and power supply, and 72 meters long crossing bridge. Moving on, the annual meeting of Ethiopian ambassadors, heads of mission and officials of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs kicked off today. At the opening of the annual meeting, Minister of Foreign Affairs Demeka Mekonnen highlighted the remarkable results registered in the sphere of diplomacy during the first quarter of the Ethiopian budget year. Briefing the media, spokesperson of the ministry, Meles Alam, underscored that the annual meeting, which is part of the Diplomacy Week, will take place from January 13 to 27, 2024. There will be discussions on activities being undertaken in diplomacy and field visits, he added. Ethiopian ambassadors from across the globe, heads of missions and officials of the ministry are attending the annual meeting, it was disclosed. Now, the second part of the panel discussion being held at the Science Museum continued on Friday afternoon, deliberating on contemporary and future trends in the Ethiopian diplomacy. State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Misganu Arga, moderated the discussion presented by Redwan Hussein, Teshome Toga, Worko Gachena, and Ambassador Mohammed Drir. On the occasion, Commissioner of the National Rehabilitation Commission, Teshome, noted that foreign policy is an extension of the domestic context, highlighting the multifaceted contribution of national reform programs to the country's diplomatic endeavors. Director General of the Artificial Intelligence Center, Worko Gachena, also discussed the nature of diplomacy in the digital era and artificial intelligence. National Security Advisor to the Prime Minister, Redwan, shed light on Ethiopia's diplomatic activities related to the GERD, the quest for access to the sea, and the importance of cyber diplomacy.
Welcome to Athens. One of the things you can actually get close to here in Athens. It's not roped off. Amazing. Now you can watch the changing of the guards every hour on the hour, with the larger ceremony taking place on Sundays at 10 a.m.
One cool fact, it is the only stadium in the world made completely out of marble. Very fitting for Athens. Everything here is made out of marble. Absolutely beautiful. We found this little gem just outside of Athens. It's a great little escape that's on the beach. It's on the Athens Riviera, and it's about 30 minutes outside of the city. We got breakfast and dinner included with our room, sea view, and this gorgeous beach.
Welcome back. You're still watching EBC World. Now, Canada has launched a new Nature Plus project aiming to significantly reduce climate change and biodiversity loss in 4 Ethiopian states. Launched with an earmarked sum of over $11 billion, the project introduces nature-based solutions to reduce vulnerability to climate change. Goshumalso reports.
The Canadian Food Grains Bank works in Ethiopia, Kenya, Mozambique and Zimbabwe, focusing on nature-positive food system for climate adaptation in a state of rural landscapes. Canadian Food Grains Bank has launched a 3-year Nature Plus food system program to enhance conservation agriculture in Ethiopia. Speaking on the occasion, Canadian ambassador to Ethiopia said the program will promote climate-resilient livelihoods, particularly women and other vulnerable people.
Farmers bring more resistant agriculture that'll support women as community leaders to bring about climate resilient solutions for their people, and it'll help offer children a better world in terms of more climate adaptation so that they can live in a world that better adapts to the changes in our climate and ensures that they have more access to food security because farmers will have better yields for more effective production.
We've actually been working in Ethiopia now for 40 years. Every single year that we've existed, we've had programs in Ethiopia. Last year we had 13 programs here, serving over 100,000 people in our aim to build food security for the country here. And we're here on the occasion of the launch of the next phase of our collaboration with Ethiopia, which is the Nature Plus project, which is a project really aiming at using nature-based solutions to increase biodiversity and regenerate systems of land that have been had problems due to soil erosion or whatever it may be, so that we can get climate-resilient food systems running again here in Ethiopia.
Saying Ethio-Canada cooperation is multi-sectoral, Joshua stated that food security is one of the important pillars.
Yeah, Canada's cooperation in Ethiopia is multi-sectoral. Food security is one really important pillar, and this climate-smart food security that we're doing through the Nature Plus project that we're launching today is an important additional project in that portfolio. We have other support that supports health initiatives, food security, economic growth, and gender equality.
The State Minister for Agriculture, for his part, said the program has significant role to support Ethiopia's efforts to treat acidic soil beyond enhancing agricultural production and productivity.
Our commitment to sustainable agriculture is deeply rooted in our understanding that the health of our people is intricately connected to the health of our land. As they say, health for the soil, health for the people, and wealth for the people. This program aligns pretty much seamlessly with Ethiopia's vision for sustainable agriculture and community resilience.
The initiative will be implemented for 3 years with $11 million Canadian dollars, and it will benefit 75,000 people, of which 50% of them are women, it was learned.
And now in business, Sidama coffee suppliers and exporters say the recent port deal with Somaliland paves the way to significantly address trade barriers and intensify competition at the international market. Talking to EBC World, the exporters pledged to contribute fair share to enhancing coffee trade volume, meant to realize Ethiopia's aspiration in the sector. Alula Taklamariam spent some time with them and has sent us the following dispatch.
Covering over 165,000 hectares of land, Sidama Coffee contributes 15 to 20% to the nation's coffee trade volume, supplying over 33,000 metric ton coffee of different types to the central market every year. Director General of Sidama Coffee, Fruits and Spices Development, Ms. Are, explains the blessings of having a seaport for people who are engaged in the coffee production. If we develop and use our own seaport, we are not supposed to pay an extra fee for that. It thus helps facilitate a speedy logistical service to meet our customers' demands. This is a plus to our coffee market. The Bensa Coffee Exporter PLC is one of the prominent coffee companies in the newly organized Sidama regional estate. For Bensa and other coffee suppliers and exporters, landlockedness remains to be a bottleneck to reach out their international customers.
We're here at the Shantawene Coffee Farm, a sister company of Bensa Coffee Export, some 424 kilometers away from the capital Addis Ababa. Ethiopia plans this year to earn over $1.8 billion from the coffee export. And Sidama Regional Estate is one of the most productive regional estates in this sector. The region is exerting its commitment to maximize the production and productivity of coffee. This is named natural coffee or coffee Arabica, which is an export standard coffee in Ethiopia, one of the top 10 coffee export standards in the country. With regard to the new agreement with Ethiopia and Somaliland, we've asked some coffee suppliers and exporters on how to improve the coffee production and facilitate the system, the long route system and bottleneck of the port.
Even though we prepared standard coffee, there is a delay on the port.
If there is a roadblock due to a port problem, disputes sometimes arising as the sample taste sent to the buyers doesn't match the product they lately get. Hence, we are now hopeful that the Memorandum of Understanding signed between Ethiopia and Somaliland will shorten the protracted process. According to the Sidama Agriculture and Natural Resources Bureau, more than 350,000 people are engaged in coffee production, of whom 50,000 are employees engaged in coffee picking.
We have created about 100 to 120 job opportunities. I have been benefited a lot from this work.
In 2023-2024, the Ethiopian Coffee and Tea Authority plans to export over 290,000 metric tons of coffee products to global market, where Germany, Japan, China, and other European countries predominantly import from Ethiopia. Reporting for Ethiopian Broadcasting Corporation, ATV World, Alula Teklemarem, Hawassa, Sidama.
You have been watching ABC World. Now a quick reminder of the top stories. Premier and AU Chair confer in the newly developed Wanchi Dandi Eco-Tourism Village. And Canada launches new Nature Plus project to reduce climate change and biodiversity loss in 4 Ethiopian states. Well, viewers, with that we come to the end of today's news. Thank you for watching us. Bye-bye.